When kids are being bullied, sometimes they get hurt by them punching them and then calling them names and stuff.
Yelling at one person.
People telling lies about people spreading bad rumors.
They talk about their family and stuff, and they talk about how they dress.
Being pushed into lockers, being called names.
There were kids that were pounding on kids in the bathroom, and there was also a lot of teasing and name-calling.
Kids not letting kids go through the hallway.
The look across the hall, the glance in the classroom that just happens so quickly but is so painful for them on a daily basis was really hard for them to take.
A negative comment that one makes towards another, it could be an everlasting impression.
I feel sad if I see that because it's mostly the same people that's getting bullied.
It hurts people's feelings because they get left out.
I think they feel kind of like mad or angry because no one was there to help them out.
He might feel lonely sometimes because he might think that nobody wants to be his friend.
Not too many kids, when they see me get bullied sometimes, not too many of them stand up. Some of them say other stuff to urge it on. Makes me feel bad about myself.
Just made me feel not good and worried about every time I was around him, so that something was going to happen. Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't say anything or else I would get beat up.
And some of the things that he would come home and tell me just made me cry. I would go to sleep at night and just cry because of it. And I have had, since that time, a chance to talk to other parents in the community here that also have gone through some of those very same issues.
Every student has a right to feel safe in school. No student should be hurt, humiliated, or excluded. School isn't a place students should fear. It should be a place where everyone feels welcome and a place where students enjoy learning and can grow as part of a community. But national studies have shown that 1 in 5 students have been bullied regularly, and a similar number have bullied others. Many others witness bullying going on around them. So in fact, there are millions of students who have to deal with the difficult issue of bullying in our schools today.
We had a lot of problems at recess, in the hallways, after school, on the bus, where kids were bullying each other, and it was unreported, and kids were having a lot of difficulty with this.
Children pretty much being teased for being who they are, how sad it can make a child, how it can be disruptive to their learning.
I would see kids that I would call my frequent flyers that would come in on a pretty regular basis with very vague complaints of headache or stomach ache, but couldn't really tell me exactly what was wrong. And I would get a sense that there was something else going on. They were avoiding something or someone.
There's those kids that do the bullying that can make life pretty uncomfortable and a high stress environment for those kids that get picked on. So then school becomes a place where, they don't want to be.
If everyone was always being bullied and being mean to you and just trying to put you down all the time, it'd be a really bad place to go. You wouldn't want to go.
A percentage of students didn't want to come to school, and when you don't want to come to school, you can't learn. And I think by extension of that, when you have students that don't want to come to school, you have students that when they're in school aren't comfortable. And when you're worried about a student that's going to be giving you a hard time in your Spanish class, you're not going to be paying attention to what the Spanish teacher is going to be saying.
If we say it's a rite of passage, that everyone has to go through it, I think we are really negatively affecting some of our students that are feeling the effects of being bullied. We know that students that don't feel like it's a safe environment, feel like they're not accepted, they're not going to do as well as they can academically, personally, socially, and we're really selling them short if we just take that attitude that it's just happens, they're going to have to deal with it.
I think it's important to realize that bullying is not a conflict, but is a form of peer abuse. It's basically a fundamental human right for a student to feel safe at school and be spared this kind of repeated humiliation that is implied in bullying.
Bullying has three primary components. The first is that it's intentional negative behavior. The second is that it's repeated over time. And thirdly, it exists in a relationship where there's an imbalance of power or strength, where a child has a hard time defending him or herself.
Many schools around the world have turned to the olweus bullying prevention program as an effective solution to the problem of bullying. This evidence-based program was created by pioneering bullying researcher Dr. Dan Olweus of Norway.
The program has a quite extensive research base. We have now 6 large-scale evaluations of the program involving more than 40,000 students over the past 20 years or so. And we have typically found reductions by 30 to 50%. We also found and been able to document that the program does have effect not only on bullying problems, but also on antisocial behavior more generally, like vandalism, truancy, substance abuse, and similar problems. In addition, it has been shown to improve school climate and classroom climate, attitudes to schools, and so on. So the program has very broad effects, not only bullying problems.
Although developed and first implemented in Norway, the program has been adapted for use in the United States and has had positive results in a number of diverse cultural and socioeconomic school settings.
Implementing the program just as close as possible to the way it was designed is really critical in order to ensure success of the program, to get the kind of results that other schools have gotten. This doesn't mean, on the other hand, that programs are carbon copies of each other's. Each school is going to have to put their own imprint on the program, depending on what their unique needs are and what their strengths are. But it is absolutely critical to stay true to the principles of the program and to implement all of the core components of the program.
The olweus program is the most researched and probably best known bullying prevention program available today for elementary, middle, and junior high schools.
Being a science teacher and looking at all the scientific research that was behind this, that I was very excited about this program.
Some of the reasons we decided that it would be a good one for us is definitely the piece that it's so comprehensive, that it isn't just a training, it isn't just a curriculum, that it involves, the training of all staff, but also all students. We really liked the idea of including the bystanders. And, most bullying prevention efforts that we have been aware of focus a lot on the bully and a lot of the child or the student who's being bullied, but not on all those kids who are the bystanders in some way. And so we liked that. We liked that there was a community and a parent component. And we liked that it would sort of pull together our existing efforts.
Initially, I had a reservation, and because of the time factor, but then I found that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So I was able to give that time up by utilizing this olweus program and realized that it diffused a lot of my problems.
We decided to implement the olweus bullying prevention program because we were spending over an hour and a half a day dealing with bully type situations that were happening over and over again, and the interventions we had tried prior were not working. Once we started the olweus bully prevention program, the components really brought the staff together, and it helped build unity throughout the whole building and the community, and it helped give us strategies on how to stop bullying.
The goals of the olweus bullying prevention program are very straightforward. The first is to reduce existing bullying problems. The second is to prevent new bullying problems from developing. The third is to achieve better peer relations at the school.
The program uses a multi-component approach that works at the school-wide, classroom, individual, and community levels to transform your school's learning environment.
Being able to do it as a school helps improve our school climate. We needed to be able to do it school-wide, not just grade-wide, not just classroom, but school-wide, so that it is consistent. So students know when they're in one end of the building, the same things apply as when they're in the other end of the building.
Most of the adults in the building, I think all of the adults in the building are supportive. Cooks, custodians, paraprofessionals, administration, district administration, our community is supportive of it. And when you can tap into that kind of an emotion and focus it on changing the climate for the kids today, it makes a huge difference.
The parent is aware of what's going on in an active in what's going on in this program, then they can carry out the tools needed to help this child even at home. It's the school and the parents working together as a team.
I think this olweus program has helped the kids because they've learned to respect each other.
Do it, but to do it.
Move. All right, let's go. And being diverse, they have a lot more cross-cultural ethnic insight than I would say other schools would have, simply because they've been nurtured within the program.
I now see a lot of these same kids inviting others and stopping some of the same bullying that they were doing. So it's helped them become leaders in a positive way versus a negative way.
Staff are having some of the same feelings of supporting one another, that there's a consistent understanding of what the behavior expectations are in the building.
Just in the short time that we've been doing the olweus program in our school, we've seen a dramatic change in amount of referrals to our office and in the overall positive behavior of students toward each other and staff.
Since starting this program, the first year we had almost a 50% decrease in discipline incidents at school. We also had a significant decrease in bully incidents every year since we've started this program. So it's had a huge impact.
The olweus program is a relatively inexpensive program to implement, given its comprehensive approach and the significant impact it is likely to have on your school setting. The olweus program is a nationally recognized and proven prevention model. It is both a SAMHSA model program and Blueprints for Violence Prevention program.
As the saying goes, for every complex problem, there's a very simple solution, and it's almost always wrong. I think all of us would love to find a very simple solution to bullying problems. Unfortunately, bullying is a very complex problem, and as such it requires a comprehensive, sustained effort to decrease bullying in schools.
To use the olweus bullying prevention program in your classroom, I think in any building that it is incorporated and it is used the way it is structured, there's less violence, less headaches, less arguing, you name it. There's just less of the negativism going on in a building.
The olweus bullying prevention program has been found to significantly reduce and prevent bullying, along with other antisocial behaviors. And although schools face a lot of pressures today, they know that the well-being of their students and a positive school climate should be among their most important goals. Because achieving those goals will enhance the effectiveness of their entire learning community.
We expect that our schools are safe. Matter of fact, some of our children feel that this is the most safe place in their lives, and we work with those children to keep it that way.
I think teaming up with the school is important because you have the connection. You have parents working together for a common good, and every parent wants their child to be safe in school.
This process of initiating the program in our school has been one of the most welcomed, most enthusiastically received things that I've done in my 8 years here. People wanted to do it, the bus drivers wanted to do it, the cooks wanted to do it, the students wanted to be involved. It's been very smooth, no resistance.
I think the olweus program would work in any given situation. I believe they will achieve and be successful with this program. It's outstanding.
This is such a powerful program and can have such a great impact on educational learning and decreasing behavior problems. It unites the staff members and the community members. It gives everybody a focus, a common theme. And bullying is something that's really close to everybody's heart. Everybody's either been a bully or been bullied at some point in their life. And so it's nice to have a program that addresses those problems and helps stop it, because it needs to be stopped.
This school is a better place because we have a bullying program.
Everyone can be like in a group and be friends.
If we're having any problems with our peers in our learning community, we can talk about it.
Because you should be able to feel safe at school.